All right, this you really have to see to believe. I'm going to play video for you today of really a servant serving his master. That's really what this is. And the servant is a sitting U.S. senator, and the master is a Fox News propagandist. I'm talking about Ted Cruz and Tucker Carlson. If you haven't been following the story, it is really incredible what this says about the current state of political affairs, the current state of society, and the Republican Party. Last Wednesday, we were, it was the anniversary of January. It was the eve of the anniversary of January 6th. And in a Senate hearing, Ted Cruz said, we were approaching the anniversary of a violent terrorist attack on the Capitol. And a lot of people on the right didn't like Ted Cruz calling what happened on January 6, 2021, a terrorist attack. And Tucker Carlson didn't like it. And apparently, Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz started texting about it. And Ted Cruz ended up appearing on the Tucker Carlson program to apologize. I am going to play for you a sitting U.S. senator having to go on and do a mea culpa to the person who's really in charge, apparently, Tucker Carlson. And this shouldn't surprise us. Hannity was giving Trump advice and in contact with Trump, telling him what to do. What does it say? What does it say when a Republican senator answers to a right-wing media propagandist? Let's take a look at this.
So we played this tape for you last night. We were surprised by it. We prefaced it by saying every conservative appreciates Ted Cruz because he's one of the smartest and most articulate people in the Congress, and he's conservative. But he referred publicly to what happened on January 6th as, quote, a violent terror attack. Here it is.
We are approaching a solemn anniversary this week, and it is an anniversary of a violent terrorist attack on the Capitol, where we saw the men and women of law enforcement demonstrate incredible courage, incredible bravery, risk their lives to defend the men and women who serve in this Capitol.
Really not controversial. Now, many will focus on none of them were charged with terrorism. It's very common that people aren't charged with literally the thing that we colloquially say they did. There's still a debate, is it or isn't it terrorism? But it's really not a big deal what he said. And look at Tucker's concerned face. And Ted Cruz has been a bad boy, and he's going to have to apologize.
Senator Cruz was game enough to come on tonight. We appreciate that. He joins us now. Senator, thanks so much for coming on. So I guess there are a lot of dumb people in the Congress. You're not one of them. I think you're smarter than I am. And you never use words carelessly. And yet you called this a terror attack when by no definition was it a terror attack. That's a lie. You told that lie on purpose, and I'm wondering why you did.
Well, Tucker, thank you for having me on. When you aired your episode last night, I sent you a text shortly thereafter and said, listen, I'd like to go on because
Sir, I'd like to apologize. Pretty please.
The way I phrased things yesterday, it was sloppy and it was frankly dumb.
I don't buy that. Whoa. I don't buy that. Look,
The teacher, that's not a good enough apology, little Ted. The teacher's going to demand a better apology.
I've known you a long time, since before you went to the Senate. You were a Supreme Court contender. You take words as seriously as any man who's ever served in the Senate. And every word you repeated that phrase.
By the way, imagine Ted Cruz on the Supreme Court. That's a horror movie.
Do not believe that you used that accidentally. I just don't.
So, Tucker, as a result of my sloppy phrasing, it's caused a lot of people to misunderstand what I meant. Let me tell you what I meant to say. What I was referring to are the limited number of people who engaged in violent attacks against police officers. Now, I think you and I both agree that if you assault a police officer, you should go to jail. That's who I was talking about. And the reason the phrasing was sloppy is I have talked dozens, if not hundreds of times. I've drawn a distinction. I wasn't saying that the thousands.
This is so pathetic. If you watch this and you go, who has the power here? Is it the U.S. senator or is it the Fox propagandist? It's obviously the Fox propagandist.
Of peaceful protesters supporting Donald Trump are somehow terrorists. I wasn't saying the millions of patriots across the country supporting President Trump are terrorists, and that's what a lot of people have misunderstood that comment.
Wait a second, but hold on. What you just said doesn't make sense. So if somebody assaults a cop, he should be charged and go to jail. I couldn't agree more. We've said that for years. But that person's still not a terrorist. How many people have been charged with terrorism? on January 6th? Like, why'd you use that word? You're playing into the other side's characterization that, as Joe Kent
Ted Cruz has been a bad, bad boy.
Just explained, allows them to define an entire population as foreign combatants. And you know that. So why'd you do it?
So Tucker, let me answer you directly. The reason I use that word, for a decade, I have referred to people who violently assault police officers as terrorists. I've done so over and over and over again. If you look at all the assaults we've seen across the country, I've called that terrorism over and over again. That being said, Tucker, I agree with you. It was a mistake to say that yesterday, and the reason is what you just said.
I've been bad. I've apologized 3 times already. Please.
We've now had a year of Democrats in the media twisting words and trying to say that all of us are terrorists, trying to say you're a terrorist, I'm a terrorist. And so, look, I don't
talk about a red herring, huh?
like people who assault cops. And I stand up and defend cops. And the reason I use that word is that's the word I've always used for people that violently attack cops. But in this context, I get why people were angry, because we've had a year of the corrupt corporate media and Democrats claiming anyone who objected to the election fraud. And by the way, remember what was happening during those protests?
Can I ask, hold on, you work in the, I guess I just don't believe you. And I mean that with respect, because I have such respect for your
You're so great that this is too stupid for me to accept.
Acuity and your precision, and I've seen it on display. I've covered you as a reporter. I know how you speak. And you have sat there for a year and watched people use language to distort the event.
Anyway, it goes on from here. You can find the entire thing online. What does it say about society that Ted Cruz answers to the right-wing media propagandist of the day? Obviously, our elected officials should answer to us, the people. We're the ones who elect them. That's not what's going on here. Ted Cruz is not, Tucker Carlson is not a constituent of Ted Cruz. This is really an indication of the power dynamics. And Ted Cruz sort of gets, to use the term colloquially, Ted Cruz gets cucked by everybody. Because remember, Trump called Ted Cruz's wife ugly. And then Ted Cruz came out and said, Trump's great. I support Trump. I love Trump, Trump. And then now here he is doing his could I have some more porridge, please? Totally subservient to Tucker Carlson. Really interesting, instructive example of who is actually holding the power in these dynamics right now. If you're having trouble thinking of what to give someone as a holiday gift, check out our sponsor, Shaker and Spoon, the monthly cocktail subscription box delivering the ingredients and recipes for craft cocktails right to your door. They send you everything you need to make the cocktails except for the alcohol. You provide that. It comes with a really nice recipe card, easy to follow. My most recent Shaker and Spoon cocktail creation was called the Capri Crush. It's a Campari and gin drink with spiced orange grapefruit cordial and Dash Fire orange bitters. Delicious. Mine turned out great. I know nothing about mixing drinks. Neither do most of my friends. But with my Shaker and Spoon cocktails, I ended up looking like I knew something about it, which is good. It's very good for my cred. You don't have to go to a crowded bar to enjoy an excellent cocktail. Shaker and Spoon lets you do it all at home. Great for date nights. Makes a perfect gift. And you'll get $20 off when you use the promo code Pacman at checkout. Go to shakerandspoon.com/Pacman, and the link is down below.